Hello and congratulations on becoming the proud owner of a versatile 35mm Samsung compact camera. Now, whether you're a professional or a complete beginner in this wonderful world of photography, I'm sure that you'll be more than happy with your new camera. In this video, I'm going to help you get the most from the camera you've just bought. I'll be looking at the various modes available and also talking about some of the more common mistakes that sometimes lead to your final photograph not turning out as you'd expect. If after watching this video you'd like some more in-depth information, then I suggest you take a close look at the comprehensive instruction manual that came with your camera. I'd like to start by looking at some of the more basic procedures that will ensure that you get the best from your camera. Each of these cameras is powered by two AA-size batteries. They come as standard, but like all batteries, they will eventually run down. To replace the batteries is a quick and simple procedure. Open the battery chamber, take out the old batteries and insert your new ones, making sure you place them in the right way round. Then close the battery chamber cover until you hear it click. Let's now move on to film loading. There are a number of film types available and it's down to personal choice as to the one you use. Although we recommend a good quality 400 speed film like this one in order to get the best from your camera. Your camera has DX Auto Film Setting, which automatically sets the correct film speed according to the particular film that you're using. Now, to load the film, just before we start, it's always advisable not to load film in direct sunlight or in a brightly lit room. So if we take the lights down a bit, there, that's better. Firstly, turn on your camera by either sliding the lens cover or flicking the switch. Right, open the back of the camera by using the release switch. Opens up quite easily. Then take your film and place it gently into the film chamber. There should be no need to force it. You then pull out the end of the film and lay it over the top of the take-up spool. On some of the cameras, the correct position is indicated by the film tip marker. Make sure that the film lays across the back of the camera and then close the camera until it clicks. Then press the shutter release 3 times until you see the number 1 in the frame counter window. If the film counter does not advance, then the film has been misloaded. To correct this problem, open the camera and repeat the loading procedure. Right, if we could have the lights back up. To rewind the film is simple. Watch. This camera has one last shot left. So I'll just take a picture of you, for example. Now, if I try to take another picture, you'll see that I can't press down the shutter button. This is because it's been automatically locked when the end of the film was reached. This stops any chance of double exposing your last frame. The film is automatically rewound when you push the rewind switch. What you can now hear is the film rewinding. This will take a few seconds. One point to remember is that on some cameras you can only rewind the film when the lens shutter is open. Once again, instructions on how to do this and more in-depth information on all the modes are available in the instruction manual. There we go, the noise has stopped, so we now know that the film has fully rewound. We can also check this by looking at the frame counter here. If it says S, you can now open the back cover, remove and replace the film, and then you're ready to go again. Let's return to our newly loaded camera. We're almost ready to take our first picture. So let's turn on the camera by opening the lens cover or flicking the switch. Your camera has automatic wind on, which means that after every photo, your camera advances the film for you, ready to take the next picture. The FF222 is set up with a focus-free lens, whilst the other 3 models feature autofocus, so you could in fact start taking pictures straight away. As one of the first things you do when you take a picture is to look through the viewfinder, you'll notice on your camera there's a wide viewfinder, which makes it easy to see what you're trying to shoot. So no more squinting to look through the viewfinder. But before we take a picture, let's take a closer look at the modes available, starting with the focus modes. The AF333, the AF444 and the WR10 all feature autofocus, which makes accurate focusing easy. Your subject will be in focus as long as they are at least 1.2 meters away from the camera and the autofocus frame, the little circle in the middle, is aimed at them. This is achieved by a special infrared distance measuring device that automatically determines the distance from the camera to the subject. And this is the part of the camera where the information is relayed back, which then sets the correct focus. So make sure you don't get your fingers in the way, otherwise you won't allow for a true reading, and therefore the autofocus will not work properly. Linked to the autofocus feature is the focus lock mode. This is useful if you want to compose a shot where your subject is on the edge of frame. To do this, aim the camera with the autofocus frame superimposed over the subject. Press the shutter button halfway down. Be careful not to press the button all the way down, otherwise you'll end up with an unwanted photograph. Keeping your finger on the button, you can then recompose your picture. Hold the camera steady and gently press the button all the way down, and your intended subject will be in focus. If you've bought the Samsung FF222, your camera has a focus-free lens, which guarantees that subjects from 1.5 meters to infinity are automatically in crisp, clear focus. Next, we have the flash. The flash is primarily used to add more light to your subject when existing light levels are too low, for example at night or in a dark or dim room. Now, don't worry if you're not sure when you need to use the flash, because your camera has automatic flash. A special built-in computer works out automatically whether the flash is needed. All you've got to do is wait for the flash ready light to appear next to the viewfinder and then simply press the shutter button. It's easy and should mean no more dark or dull pictures because of lack of light. Now, one thing to bear in mind, and it is a common fault when using flash photography, is to make sure you don't actually cover the flash with your fingers. The flash needs to be clear of any obstruction for it to work efficiently. Also, the flash does need time to recharge after use, so be patient. Just because you can't take another flash photograph immediately after a flash photograph doesn't mean your camera is broken. It only takes a few seconds to recharge. So, look out for the flash ready indicator next to the viewfinder. When that light is on, your flash is fully charged. Unfortunately, sometimes when auto flash is used, or any flash for that matter, your subject can sometimes take on a sinister appearance in the final photograph when they stare back at you with blood red eyes. This happens when the retina behind the pupil of the eye reflects the flashlight and is called, obviously enough, red eye. On your camera, you have red eye reduction. In this mode, a red LED light is activated just before the main flash, helping to reduce that vampire look. Some models also feature fill-in flash mode. This mode is helpful if your subject is in shadow, but the lighting conditions around them are too strong for the auto flash to operate. The fill-in flash will lighten the dark areas of your subject. One other thing to remember is to make sure that you switch your camera off when not in use. This will prevent you taking any unwanted photos and help to prolong the life of your batteries. Well, there you have it, the highly versatile range of 35mm compact cameras from Samsung. I hope you both enjoy using and the results you get from these compact cameras. Before I go, I'd just like to talk about care and storage. The more attention you pay to your camera, the better the results and the longer your camera will last. So, unless your camera is weather resistant, never take it onto the beach, as sand and water can cause irreversible damage. But please remember, even if your camera is weather resistant, it should on no account be completely submerged in water. Never leave your camera in direct sunlight or in hot places such as in a parked car. It's always best to keep the camera in a cool, dry place that's free from humidity and dust. Avoid using alcohol or any other chemical solvents when cleaning the camera. It's best just to wipe it gently with a soft cloth. The lens should only be cleaned with a lens cleaning tissue and fluid. And finally, in the unlikely event of your camera not functioning correctly, please return it to the shop you bought it from or call the Samsung customer helpline on 0645 22 3232. This call will be charged at local call rate. Well, that's about it. It's up to you now. As I said at the beginning, it doesn't matter if you're a professional or a complete beginner. With your new Samsung compact camera, I'll guarantee that you'll be more than happy with what develops. Thank you and happy shooting! And don't forget, coming up next, taking better pictures with your compact camera.